lag.
Hey gang, Tony here, and I've got a crazy Monster Mash mishmash video. Monster Mash video, of course, is when I don't know what to talk about, so I'm going to do like 3 or 4 separate things all in one. Before I forget, let me say this. A friend of the Candy Corn Apocalypse, longtime viewer, Stanatorium, I believe that's his YouTube name or channel name, is selling a ton of awesome stuff on his eBay page. And I wanted to give him a little shout out and kind of direct you guys there if you're interested. He has tons of guitar stuff. I believe he said he worked with a lot of bands for like over 20 years, and he just has tons of guitars and musical instrument type dealies. But then he also has a few other things there. As I was scrolling through, I saw a bunch of Batman things, some toys and figures, a couple of horror things. If I remember correctly, there's a little Freddy figure that he has. Look like pretty decent prices on this stuff too. So he's listing all that, like hundreds of items on eBay right now. So if you want to check that out, do hit the link below. It'll be in the description. Just go down there. I'll put Stanatorium eBay and colon and his website or the eBay page. So go check out. It seems like a real cool listing of stuff there. This one is going to include flea market finds and a tasting and something I bought from the web, and maybe something else. Also maybe discussion of the Halloween calendar, because it's getting pretty close to Halloween. So let's start with that. Halloween! It's so soon. Just about a week away. Today's Sunday, so we have about 8 days, technically, like 7.5 days. And it is really rushing up on us. By the way, I am drinking a little bit of an Oktoberfest Sam Adams, nothing special. And I feel like it's getting away from me at this point. There's so much I still want to do that I haven't done. And yes, there is the Halloween calendar, so I'm going to pop that up here. If you haven't been following along, there's a bunch of different ideas of things you could do to try to like squeeze the most out of your Halloween season. At this point in the game, if you haven't been to, let's say, a pumpkin patch, a corn maze, a haunted house, it's getting towards that point where, you know, you should try to get out there and do one of those things before it's too late. I personally actually haven't done any of those things either. I did stop at a corn maze, but we didn't go through it or anything. I guess you could kind of say I went to a pumpkin patch, sort of, farmer's market sort of thing. So that's a bunch of stuff you could do. I would say an autumn hike this time of year is a good idea because the leaves are beautiful. Alright, so first things first, let's get this flea market thing out of the way. It rained here Saturday, no yard sales, no flea markets. Oh well. My brother insisted we go out on Sunday, today. So we took a hike over to the flea market, which was pretty packed, and I found a couple things, nothing crazy, but I figured I'd show you guys. I got 2 Game Boy Advance games. I don't really collect these, but it was one of those things like, oh, it's only $1, so why not? One is Yoshi Topsy-Turvy. It's kind of a cool cartridge. I've never seen one like that before. So that's pretty neat. And the other one is Frogger's Adventures, Temple of the Frog. Not a bad couple of games, you know, for $1, what the hell. Throw it in my little box of, you know, Game Boy games and whatnot. And the other thing I got is I guess you could call it a graphic novel. It's pretty big. It's The Dark Detective, Sherlock Holmes, from Black House Comics. It looked like a pretty neat, you see what I mean here, it's kind of a volume, it looks like, a volume of maybe the comics. It says it's #1. I don't know how many of them there are. I've never heard of this before, but I figured for, again, this was $1. For $1, might as well give it a shot. It looks kind of cool and has that like ominous feel that I like in my comics. I sadly missed out on the Arrow Video special release of Bride of Reanimator. I don't normally like to spend that much money on a movie, even like really cool special editions. So recently I found that they were releasing kind of like a pared down version of the special edition that Arrow Video sold. I believe this was $17.99, something like that. So I picked up Bride of Reanimator. It is the Arrow Video release. As you can see, Arrow Video. It has 2 discs in there. One of them is Blu-ray, one of them is DVD. And it does have the reversible cover art. So I'm not going to take it out because it's a pain in the butt, but you could see there on the other side that if you wanted to flip that around so it had the old cover art, you could do that. It's the reversible one. And it does also have that little booklet that came with the special edition. So it's quite a nice little booklet with art and some stuff about the movie and whatnot. So I was kind of happy to see that. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. And it has quite a few special features. Now, the special edition that I missed out on had a slipcase box. I think I know it had 3 discs. I'm not entirely sure what the 3rd disc would have had on it, so there's most likely some extra content that you would have gotten with the special edition. And as far as I know, that one is sold out and has been sold out. I think, if you want that one, you're probably going to have to go to eBay for it. God only knows what they're trying to get on eBay. So if you missed that and don't mind, a stripped down version, I do recommend this one. It is available from bullmoose.com. That's where I got it. It's probably on Amazon at this point too. I don't know. But when I pre-ordered it like a month ago, and it was from bullmoose.com. And the price was pretty good. So get ahead and jump on that if you want it. And finally, the tasting. Okay, so I decided I wanted to taste, and again I'm going to do chips because I happen to be drinking beer. So I was really curious about this one because the flavor just says all dressed. So if you watch my previous video, I got a bunch of stuff from Canada. A friend in Canada sent a ton of stuff, and we went through everything, and I hit on this one. I was like, what is this? All dressed? What does that even mean? And I read her letter after, and she says in the letter, all dressed are okay. They taste like barbecue, ranch, salt, and vinegar all in one. I think they're overrated, but they are crazy popular. It sounds disgusting to me. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't sound great. I'm not a fan of ranch flavor, not a huge fan of salt and vinegar. Barbecue I like. So 2 out of the 3 flavors mixed together in this one kind of grossed me out a little bit. So I'm not expecting to like these that much, but I mean, you never know. It's a weird combination to me, but it probably works. I mean, if they're really popular. So they don't smell that bad. They just smell, to me, they just smell like barbecue chips. Yeah, they smell like barbecue. So I might end up liking these quite a bit. Take a look at that one. Not quite as covered in flavor crystals as the other chip that I tried. They're pretty good. I get mostly... I don't know that I'm necessarily tasting the ranch, but I am definitely getting... the most pronounced flavor is like a smoky barbecue flavor, and then sort of right underneath that, you get a little vinegar, and salt is on all chips unless you get unsalted chips, so that's what I'm tasting. I'm tasting barbecue with like a little bit of a tang, which, I mean, if you are into southern barbecue, specifically like pulled pork and things like that, smoked pulled pork, the barbecue sauce they make for that is like a tangy vinegar-based barbecue sauce. So that does make sense to me, that those 2 flavor combinations, barbecue and a little bit of a tang, and it tastes really good. Like I said, the ranch I'm not really getting. I mean, I guess I could see where the ranch flavor is supposed to be part of, like, something going on there. I wonder if they say what the ingredients are. It says, yeah, it just says spices. Onion, garlic, spices. Probably the onion and garlic is meant to be, like, the ranch part of the flavor. But these are delicious. I may actually like these a little more than I did the ketchup flavor, which was the first bag of chips I tried. I like them. Pretty good. Take some beer here. Alright, everybody, that's about all I got for you, which I hope you enjoyed. Monster Mash. Alright, everybody, breathe deep in the night. Get some Halloween activities in before it's too late. Bye.